So here's something for you to think about. Think about your organization. Think about the people in your organization. Think about how everybody has a job and everybody's doing their thing and everybody's, hopefully collaborating, hopefully, because you've heard me say silos kill companies, right? And what's a silo? But a silo is a mindset. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about one simple question. In your organization, who carries the culture? Let me put it to you in different terms. Culture is nothing more than an aggregate of people's behavior, right? It's everybody behaving a certain way and acting a certain way, hopefully through a common lens that says, we're all here to help our customer succeed. We're all here to help our customer say yes. That's called a sales mindset. Now, let me keep going on this. If we all believe that, that's called a sales culture. Now, listen, there's a lot of definitions for culture, and there's not only one kind of culture that a company can have. You can have culture with layers or parts or components or bolt-ons or thingamajigs or hooly-witsies or whatever, right? It doesn't matter. Culture is multi-layered, right? There's a lot of pieces and a lot of components to it. And the aggregate of that, the common thread, if you will, is that culture lives or dies by people's behavior. I think we can all get behind that, right? It doesn't live or die because, the CEO writes a really fancy memo and says, "This is our culture. Dang it, now you live it." That is a surefire way for people to reject it and not give the CEO the buy-in, right? That for the culture that, the CEO says we're going to do. So I think most people get that. I mean, you can't impose or force a culture. You can try, but you're not going to get very far. So ultimately, who carries the culture? Well, we talk about salespeople having a quota, right? Salespeople have a goal, a quota. Now, in an organization where I talk about everyone's in sales, you have salespeople and you have everybody else in the organization that also does something equally valuable that helps a customer say yes. Salespeople carry a quota, a goal. What does everybody else carry? The culture. You see, everybody in an organization has a responsibility to carry the culture. Culture doesn't exist in one person or one department, or again, because one person says, this is the way it's going to be. And by the way, I've worked for organizations that have tried that and it doesn't work. Who carries the culture? Who makes it live? Everybody. Everyone's in sales. Everyone carries the culture. So if, for example, you want to build a sales culture, which is something I have a little passion around, then we make that culture live. We breathe life into that culture because everybody agrees that they carry the mindset that says everything I'm doing, from the smallest thing to the biggest thing, the most innocuous to the most obvious, everything I'm doing will have an impact, will have influence on the customer's interest, desire, and ability to say yes. That's what I call a sales culture. Everybody carries that responsibility, and it is a responsibility. Everybody carries the culture. So when we think about organizations, right, and we want to delight our customers and provide exceptional customer experiences and increase our NPS scores. I mean, those are the big buzzwords of today, right? Because loyalty is important. Loyalty is profitable. That doesn't happen if everybody, well, let me say this differently. That only happens if everybody understands that everybody's in sales and everybody carries the culture. So here's the question. Whatever the culture is that you've built or you're trying to build or you want to build, or in your mind you're thinking, man, that would be a great culture to have. Is everybody ready to carry it forward? Well, the answer is you have to sell it. And you have to do it with passion, conviction, and a belief that everybody has to carry it forward. Because if one person doesn't buy in, doesn't believe, doesn't have passion, then it's like a jigsaw puzzle, right? A part is missing. So therefore, something's broken. And you know what happens after that? A customer can't say yes. It's not easy to do business with you. So everybody has to carry the culture forward. Every single person in your organization is a part of that jigsaw puzzle. With all the pieces in place and everybody interlocked and everybody with a common view of the customer, transparency, then you can now say and you can now brag. We all carry the culture forward. I'm Todd Cohen. I dare you, go back to your organization, look around, and ask yourself this question. Are we all carrying the culture? Is everybody bought in?